got to have full trust in their teammates. Right around Halliburton, just couldn't put it in. Halliburton on a roll. One of their first fast break opportunities since the table. This is Turner. The rebound for Wade. One of the reasons Atkinson wanted to plug in Wade tonight, his ability to rebound and defend with some of that length. Mitchell starting to tee off against Turner, and everyone's going to catch their breath. Early stages in Cleveland. The Pacers trying to take a stranglehold lead in the series on TNT. Cavalier fans, once again, the Wine and Goldies, brought to you by Medical Mutual.
Chuck, I think we can produce this segment without the people.
I agree, Kevin.
So don't forget to download the Fantasy Sports app for all-out betting and same-game parlays, and it pays out instantly. And who wins tonight? The Pacers or the Cavs?
Go with the Cavs.
See, we did not need a director or producer.
Should have had Kenneth Smith weigh in from Atlanta. So some of the injured pieces for the Cavaliers. Sam Merrill now is inserted for the first time tonight for Kenny Atkinson. Here comes Strus, contacts. They're going to put him at the free throw line. So Donovan Mitchell, quick start. Jim, I understand you spent some time with Mr. Mitchell earlier this morning. What did you find out?
Yeah, knowing that Gordon, Mobley, and Hunter would all be out tonight, Donovan told me that he's not going to play tonight's game. I said he has to score 70 points to try to win. Now, in years past, he said he got caught up in scoring. This year, Mitchell said it's been about uplifting his teammates, reflecting on some of the playoff runs he had with the Jazz. But I believe he needed himself too much to the point that it may hinder him from making simple plays. But guys, that doesn't mean Mitchell won't be aggressive tonight. Actions first and forward, right? In the first few minutes of this game, he's already taken 6 shots.
He has wasted no time. But Kenny Atkinson is talking about his early conversations, unlocking whole lead, maybe pulling back a little bit, and everything works to perfection during the regular season. But Greg, as you know better than anyone, what's this difference in the playoffs? And the injuries, has Mitchell and the game all again?
Got me informant. I tell you, this stretch here with all of the substitutions also equally as important because it was when they went to the bench in game 1, the Pacers, they start to really create some separation. We'll see if they can do the Cavs. You're more connected defensively here. Start.
TJ McConnell into the game. So they drought for the Pacers. Turner hard hit. And the officials are going to get Allen. Let a reach-in foul. The NBA on TNT is brought to you by the Kia Telluride X-Line. Kia, official automotive partner of the NBA. So 7 straight for the Cavs. Indiana, Greg, has been 6 straight shots. And we kind of wondered, how will they perform against this Cleveland team when those 3-point shots aren't falling? This is one of those stretches right now.
I think the bigger thing too, Spiro, is they haven't gotten their running game going. And credit the Cavs, you notice that they're not creating a lot of offense off the pass. There's a lot more dribbling to start the game from the Pacers. That's not necessarily the strength of their offense.
Both teams struggling with the field. Cavaliers 4 of their first 13. That's better than Cavaliers back up after the against Strus. Indiana is 3 of 11 shooting and 1 of 6 for being deep.
Yeah, and that possession right there is indicative of what they got to do. You saw the early edge out double on Todd Jerome. Instead of holding on to it, immediately moves it to Allen, who finds Spruce, and then that creates the foul there. They need more of that. They've got to play with the ball moves strong the weak side, more of their possession, because that's where you find the cracks in this Pacers defense.
Patrick gets up to second and 16. Rips one from deep. Cavaliers now 2 of their first 5 from the 3-point line. Turner lead pass out of work. There's a ball movement like a hot potato for the Pacers. They just can't shoot straight at the start. Toppin.
One of the other adjustments I really like from the Cavs, they've gone with a Poro on T.J. McConnell, who is a much better defender, especially against a crappy player like McConnell.
Halliburton threads the needle on top. Tries past the Toppin too high. The transition that was so surgical in game 1, just a little bit off kilter here to start the Pacers. Beautiful pass. This is Okoro underneath it.
Just another good decision by Ty Jerome, getting it time here for Rick Carlisle. Cavs got this place rocking.
Tempo and controlling the pace so far is Toppin with a snatch. 7-20 Cavs lead. Obi Toppin gave Rick Carlisle some pretty solid minutes in game 1. Here comes McConnell. MR. Travel.
They're playing with that defense, though. To start in this first quarter, they're playing with that defense again. Infinitely better than we saw in game 1. You don't see the Pacers able to consistently get 2 feet in the paint, or you have to force help, and then you can put the Cavs in rotation.
So back-to-back turnovers, now 6 committed by the Pacers. Donovan Mitchell, 6 points already on the attack to the rim. And more free throws forthcoming, and now Mitchell a little bit late to get to his feet. The officials get Toppin.
Hi, baby.
That's the last thing this crowd wants to see. Pittsburgh.
Remember, Mitchell's also dealing with a bit of a calf strain, so you can see they're agonizing for a little bit. But I like the strategy. You notice
Sinong katabi mo?
hasn't had the feel
Anak ko
of
yan.
three, but
My son.
he's not reliant upon it. You saw 11 attempts.
That's my son.
You don't take him one year thus far. Everything has been about getting to the front of the rim.
You alluded to it earlier, the evolution of this game, pulling back on the reins a little bit, empowering his teammates. Now, in this set of circumstances, no Mobley, no DeAndre Hunter, no Garland. You expect Mitchell to try to take the game over at times.
I think he has an ability to take the game over without having to take 30 shots. And so if you look around, I mean, there's certain guys that can control the game. I think Halliburton's one of them. He does it differently. He controls it with the pass. And I think if you're Donovan, he's got to balance it. He's got to create a lot more opportunities for this group because they don't have a lot of guys that can create space on their own. It's going to be relying upon his talent to do that for this group.
Jarris Walker has checked in now for Rick Carlisle. 13-4 run by Cleveland. Underneath McConnell, set the table for Siakam.
That's a really good job by McConnell. Understanding the importance of just putting pressure on that rim, forcing the help, and then creating that opportunity.
Mitchell to the rack. Neesmith, who is really as good as you can expect in his primary defense of Donovan Mitchell in game 1. Able to get the clean strip.
Even though the Pacers like to get out and run, they have some dogs on the defensive side. Neesmith, Nembhard, these are guys, Master, they get after it defensively.
Javante Green into the game for the first time in the series and didn't play the other night. Mitchell free to shoot. Up to the rim, and boy, he's taking some punishment. Officials are going to get Siakam. As Mitchell will take his 4th and 5th free throws of the quarter. First personal on Siakam.
Remember, 9 free throw attempts in game 1, already going to be up to 5 here. The other thing about attacking the rim, it forces help and it also gives you much better floor balance for your defensive transition. So getting to the line, getting to the rim, it gives you a much better chance to slow that Pacers offense down.
Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every playoff moment mean more on America's #1 sportsbook. Donovan Mitchell leads on the all-time playoff scoring list. Unbelievable numbers. He's going to be 28 per game. Again, the only question at this point is who will get this team on a deep run. Has never been past this round of the playoffs. And 1 year as a 1 seed with the Utah Jazz. Is this the year where they're up against it tonight? 1-0. They're missing some key pieces. But I wanted to travel. And I wanted to push. Walker for me. Well short. By Siakam.
I tell you what, their defense is making the Pacers offense defensive. They really are struggling. They're on their heels right now, a little unsure of how they want to attack in the half court.
Araw. Yes. Cavaliers on a 23-6 run. With 118 left, boy, the craziness of the NBA playoffs. How good the Pacers look in game 1 tonight. Cleveland seems like missing half their team. No Mobley, no Garland, no Hunter. And look at how good they've been so far.
Sense of urgency, that point of attack defense, and the ability to control the transition has been on display here in the first quarter.
So we get the final 60 seconds of the quarter. Shot clock at 5. McConnell looking for some melee. And defense from the Cavs just suffocating. Another turnover.
Yeah, this is where your game plan discipline comes into play. They understand the importance of McConnell's ability with this second unit to get into the paint. And they have done a terrific job of really not allowing him to dictate the possession with the dribble.
Interesting, Rick Carlisle comes back with Benedict Mathurin and picked up 2 really quick fouls. He's been on the bench most of the quarter. But sensing a huge momentum shift here, comes back with a Okoro from deep. Offensive rebound, Wade. Mitchell, extra feed. Here comes Mathurin on the push, final 30-plus seconds. This is Bryant on the box. Javante Green with the interception.
This is just a completely different team.
Araw.
You always want to see how your team handles adversity and give the Cavs a lot of credit here in this first quarter.
Here in Cleveland, the script has been flipped. The Cavaliers throw the first. Jeff Merrill. He's got to work quickly. 2 to shoot. Elevates. One rebound McConnell. There's some fakes. Pulls up free throw line jumper and hits.
One of the few times where T.J. McConnell has been able to get where he wants. Kenny Atkinson wants to squash that momentum. 6-0 run here by the Pacers.
Which at one point was 20, is down to 14. So we cross the 9-minute mark, quarter 2. Allen trying to create some space, hounded by Bryant. Off the hands of Porter, turnover. McConnell, Porter. Excellent defensive recovery. As he takes away a layup from McConnell.
That's an impressive play by Porter. Off a live ball turnover, just doesn't quit on the play. And how about the timing to come up with that block? But that was the best defensive possession we have seen from the Pacers. They really didn't allow the Cavs to get into their offense. They come back with their
I think Rick Carlisle touched on in our conversation with him before the game. He said, we do a lot of self-scouting. And one thing we know, it's no secret, when Tyrese Halliburton doesn't score a good amount of points, their win percentage has really dipped. Halliburton so far has only taken 1 shot, 2 points. Pascal Siakam didn't take his first shot, so basically the last minute of the first quarter. So we got a little bit of a delay here, crowd getting restless.
But that also speaks to them not executing offensively, because they're not a team that just allows them to win it one-on-one battles. They allow their offense and their execution, and the Cavs have done a great job of not allowing that to be the case here in the first half.
So Matthew missed the layup and wanted it, and Strus all target for Tyrese Halliburton is a little bit hobbled by the play. Looks like he's clutching his left hand. Halliburton, clear pain, and you have to come out of the game. Miles Turner beats up to shoot free throws as the athletic trainer is summoned for Indiana.
He's trying to shake that off, but that would be a massive loss. It doesn't seem like he wants to come out, though.
Like Halliburton, he's going to stay on the floor. Hard to see from that vantage point as Turner hits on both. So they cut it to 12 as we come up on 8 minutes left in the quarter.
Defense has definitely gotten better for the Pacers.
Ty Jerome still looking for his first points. He's all 3 shooting into the paint. Good pocket pass to set up Allen. And the Cavs are going to take their 10th and 11th free throws of the half.
And I think Ty Jerome is doing a much better job. Now, he took 20 shots in game 1, but it's the playmaking and decision-making that's improved. He's been more patient and not just settling.
As we take a little peek at the upcoming playoff schedule. TNT tomorrow. We'll have a couple of game 2s. We're start to that series for the Knicks.
How about both those games last night?
Unbelievable.
Man, those are incredible.
And for OKC. And we're not on the NBA app for the complete playoff schedule. Ladies, you have it right now. This time of year with the NBA playoffs starting to cut. Andrew Nembhard finds his way to the paint. Seth Turner. Porter in his presence there.
How about the activity level from the Cavs? Porter Jr. doing a terrific job of being active with those hands. And look how far out they've extended the offense of the Pacers.
But can Halliburton start to pick up his offensive pace? Only his 2nd field goal. 13-point game. Good movement into the corner. This is Porter Jr. He will fire. And the rebound controlled by Indiana. Halliburton.
I think it starts with their defense. They're definitely picking up their intensity on that end.
Ty Jerome misses badly. Tapped out by Toppin, and Nembhard tracks it down. So we come up on the midway point of the quarter. Indiana has chipped away. What was it? 20-point Cleveland lead. It's down to 10. So come on off the ball. Tony Brothers. Looks like it's going to be all ball against the Cavs. So Isaac Okoro whistled for his first, trying to deny the low post to Turner.
Yeah, not a ton there. You expect to see that level of physicality on the block, but the good news is you're allowed to get Donovan Mitchell back into the game because the Pacers now starting to get a little rhythm offensively.
Turner turns and easily is able to shoot over the top. So Miles Turner back-to-back field goals, and we get an 8-point game. And the Cavs get their offense. 8 straight for Indiana. Jerome into the feed. Floater doesn't get the bounce. Struz.
How about the effort there by Bruce? He read that miss. Able to get in and get the offensive rebound, and that was a much-needed basket here for the Cavs.
Boy, Turner into the little jersey tug from the gap. There's another Indiana turnover. One play by Struz and then a finish by Allen.
And it's those 50-50 balls, the extra possession. We saw Struz there, we saw Wade earlier, keeping possessions alive.
Yeah, so associate and athletic trainer Carl even wrapping up that left wrist. And while the trainer was talking with Halliburton, he appeared to be in some discomfort there with that wrist, and remains on the court, guys.
So good news, at least so far, for Halliburton and the Pacers. You just joined us. Indiana was down 20 points earlier in the half, but boy, they're making their push. Allen Eastman was sensational in game 1, 17 points. He had 4 threes. And he's got it to 10. Struz.
We have seen this type of shooting exploit from the Cavs before. They have the lights out from deep.
Max Struz already his 4th 3 of the half as Halliburton answers and goes last.
Keep in mind, only 9 made threes in game 1. Already 8 here in the first half.
Donovan Mitchell still struggling for me. Now looks like maybe a shot clock issue. I don't believe Mitchell's 3 hit the rim. I believe they reset the shot clock, but we'll take another look here. Looks like they're going to adjust the shot clock here. But Nick Booker
And the table talking to the score operators. Actually, it was above 14, so I think it looks like they're going to keep it where it is.
So we come up on the 4-minute mark before the half. Max Strus. Mitchell against Emhard. With it
I like how they're utilizing Donovan. He's been a much more willing passer here, getting his teammates involved, forcing the Cavs to have to think a little bit more out of the back.
Araw Eastman, that slight little hesitation. Best defender in the air. Free throws coming up for Indiana.
And the difference on that possession, he's not facing a load of defense because of the ball movement. Now you're not in a position to bring the help. It's good execution offensively to create some space for your best player.
So Araw Eastman, first free throws off the night for the 5th-year player. First couple of years with Boston by a trade. Summer of 22. The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Hyundai. Customer assurance, putting people first, but affordability matters most. What a player he's become. We asked for Carlisle about Eastman. So you just can't put enough value on guys who can bend on the wing, shoot. He talked about when they first got him, he showed up and went to the team. It was 2 years into his career, heading into year 3, and he told them he wanted to play on the summer league team. And it was the first indicator of how the player is. His character on the player. And the other thing, he really improved with the decision making. It's a basic example there defensively. First turnover of the quarter committed by Cleveland. Siakam, Emhard wide open. We'll get a better look at that. And this thing is down to single digits.
That's been a few times now where Siakam's had a post up and the Cavs have fallen asleep and lost coverage.
But that's been kept alive initially by Madaling. Taking contact.
Dean Wade again. How about the offensive rebounding from the Cavs here? Even though they're short-handed, their effort and hustle and a great read there by Wade and cut by Mitchell for the deuce.
Already 6th free throw of the night for Mitchell. 16 points. Been fighting through some three-point woes. He's all 3 from deep. There's had very little effect on his motor here in game 2. 12-point game as we cross the 3-minute mark. Caliber. Doing his dance. Waits. Turner. 2 to shoot. Allen. Suffocating defense.
Again, another example where they cannot break down the defense. And this is a team that is not built on individual ISO plays. Rick Carlisle talked about for the game. They're not that kind of team. They really rely on execution and their ability to get into the paint to create spacing and opportunity.
This is Merrill. Short arm for Dean Wade again, flying it in for a potential offensive rebound as it belongs to Indiana. With 2:23 left in this first half.
We talked about Dean Wade. 6 rebounds already in this game. A steal. He's playing terrific defense as well.
Indiana's shooting percentage now as a team is up to 48%. Action at the top. Halliburton with 6 at the cover. Sizes up Allen. Creeps it up the fades away on the spin. Top shot. It's Halliburton's first miss in 4 attempts. Mitchell. Going deep into his bag.
He set himself up on that play there. That was an impressive finish.
Andrew Nembhard with the silencer.
And his poorly instructed stretch of this, the Pacers have played 12-point games. They're still within striking distance.
A little bit of contact, no whistle. Being played by Turner. They're going to get a reset. And something position underneath. Get Merrill sealed off. And the immediate recognition. So this is going to put Turner at the free throw line.
You can see he sees Smith there. They did a little bit of a push with his left hand. And then that last out there, you can see just a great job of Turner being big.
So a healthy situation for the remaining minute 20 of the half. Miles Turner. 7th postseason with the Pacers, one of 6 players in the history of the franchise to play 10 years or more with Indiana. One of 2 of the line, 11-point game, 70 seconds. Mitchell elevates, desperately trying to find his 3-point stroke. He's now 0 for 4.
One of the things that's allowed the Pacers to hang in there, he has not found that rhythm from deep.
Madaling is right of fouls. Halliburton working against Allen. Jab stepping. And hard only catch and shoot. Well short. Turner from deep. Big shot for the Pacers. And here comes Indiana again. As Tony Brothers blows the whistle. It's Indiana getting a little bit closer here in Cleveland.
The foul there got him hard. Actually, I thought there were free throws there, so it ends up being a good foul because he was playing downhill there. And you just talked about, listen, the Pacers this quarter, offensively, they've been terrific. 34 points thus far they put up here, so they found their rhythm and got back to playing Pacers ball.
Donovan Mitchell taking their breath away here in Cleveland. Halliburton, little body bumping. He's going to shoot free throws.
He has not been able to find the range from 3, but at the rim, he has been dynamic. Not a lot you're going to do with that if you pass out Siakam.
There are moments watching him play on a basketball court, GA, where you just throw your head back. One of the elite stars in the sport. One of the bright lights in the playoffs is Halliburton. This guy is the first.
Get this one, though, and as incredible a talent as he is, again, still not finding that range. Only 1 of 15 thus far in this series from 3, but he has been incredible from 2 all series thus far. Now, though, if you're the Pacers, you get this with this free throw and then try to get a stop and build some momentum going into the half.
Jarris Walker comes in for Rick Carlisle. Siakam sits. It looked like Siakam was pleased to sit. 21.8 left before the break. So a 9-point game. Tyrese Halliburton has 8. Donovan Mitchell, meantime, has hit for the last 9 points for Cleveland. Indiana is out of fouls. Mitchell, 4 seconds, lead bounce. And Tony Brothers blows the whistle, so contact a little bit low. That's going to put Jared Allen in the free throw line.
That was a great read, and you can say they had 3 guys on Mitchell there. They rotate early, and then Jared Allen couldn't really get his leverage to go up strong, but you see the hold it.
So Brian whistled for his first. Biggest takeaway, GA, for you in his first half.
I thought the defensive prowess in that first quarter from Cleveland, I thought that really set the tone. I remember you talk to a lot of NBA coaches, they'll tell you that first quarter oftentimes determines how the game's going to be played. Who's going to be in control of that? And the Cavs showed a lot being shorthanded, coming out, making a statement, holding them to 15 points. Now, having said that, they give up 35 in that second, and the Nations have to feel pretty good about being right back in this thing.
So Allen converts under 3 seconds. Baseball pass Siakam to try to get a clean look. And that's going to get us to halftime here in Cleveland.
A little bit of confidence offensively.
All NBA reserves in scoring average so far in this postseason tonight in a starting role. Another turnover forced by the Cavs.
They are just pushing the Pacers around right now. They've extended their offense, not allowing them to get to their spots and keeping them out of transition.
Indiana, 14 turnovers in the first half. Most that they have committed in the first half all season. All trying to get the defender on his hip pocket. Neesmith to leak out. Forceful finish at the other end. It's back down to 11.
More importantly, for the Pacers, a lot, right? Their defense leads to an offensive transition opportunity, and they're able to convert.
Only their 6th fast break point tonight.
And that's a stat, Cyril, as you see there. They play such a solid game on both ends for the Cavs. But I'm not a big fan of the fast break stats. I try to focus in on how early in the shot clock can you score. If you're scoring in the first 6 to 10 seconds, that to me is in essence a transition opportunity.
But what a feed. Turner lead pass for Siakam on a dive.
When they got into their offense, they have been creating high-quality shots with consistency.
Mitchell. He's got 25 for the night.
What I love about his mindset, we talked about it at the start of this series. He puts tremendous pressure on the rim. He stays in attack mode, not settling for that three-point shot. Of his 20 field goal attempts, 16 of them have been inside the line. That to go along with those 7 assists. He has had an all-around masterful performance.
Donovan Mitchell, 28 years of age, at the height of his powers. But I knew that he would have to play a monster game tonight. Short-handed is Turner. Tees one up. It's his short. And Indiana's now 5 of 16 from 3. Just under 4 minutes gone by in the quarter. Mitchell against Neesmith on the wing. This is Jerome. Underneath.
We keep talking about Jared Allen. It just continues. Even when he doesn't get it, he does a great job of spacing the paint, and it forces you defensively to account for him.
A beautiful looking soft touch. Miles Turner cuts it to 14. Can Indiana string together some stops? 19 for Turner.
Going to a little bit of a zone.
I was just going to say, block against Neesmith. He may have the win knockout. Hard collision. A little bit late to get to his feet.
Established position, and Donovan Mitchell is a low. He puts his head down and goes into attack mode.
Neesmith still doing that thing. Jerome into the corner. Mitchell. Cavs 16. Spectators in a collision. Ty Jerome, a little bit short. And Turner good box out against Allen. And the Pacers respond. Eastman dials up another three. Too much. Rebound Wade. I told you at the top, Indiana was 53% from three. No whistle from Tony Brothers. No foul. Mitchell thought he was going to get the call, but it's a turnover.
There's definitely some contact, but they are letting it go on both ends here. And I think that's a good no call there. We can think the contact that just had him falling. How about from the moment he got the ball in his hand?
Max Strus thought he was back on the playground in Chicago. That play, top and corner pocket three. So back-to-back triples for the Pacers. First points tonight for Toppin, and suddenly it's a 14-point game.
Yeah, we just talked about this. Is a
two-man action. Jerome and Okoro, 7 on the timer. Jerome's going to step back and pull. Short. Kept alive. Jerome, another floor. And Ty Jerome is now 1 of 12 shooting.
really been struggling to find. You can see short on just about everything. This is a big stretch here. No Donovan Mitchell. But to create some offense.
Kenny Atkinson wants to get his offense recalibrated. Their lead down to 14 on TNT.
Cavalier fans, I need 19,432 of the loudest, of the best fans in the NBA.
Time for our mouthpiece splash play, and Max Strus has been raining threes here. 4 made thus far, and I tell you what, it's not a petty, it's not a petty, it's a facial to set the tone for this Cavs crowd here tonight.
Cavaliers, the #1 seed in the East, trying to even this thing before it hits the EP for games 3 and 4, Friday and Sunday, respectfully. Ricky, knew this was going to be an all-hands-on-deck situation for the Cavs, and Max Strus stepping up to the plate, where his team needed a big night.
And I tell you what, this next 3 minutes is critical for the Cavs. And boy, that's a much-needed triple. No Donovan Mitchell, they've had some struggles here in the second unit. That is a great way to kickstart the rest of this quarter.
Okoro is hurt. Mathurin taking advantage. Looks like it's the left hip of Okoro trying to grit his way through. So 15-point game with 4.5 left in the quarter. Good Shipper defending Jerome. Strus pulls up. It's a rare miss for him, and the rebound corralled by McConnell. Can Indiana take advantage here with Mitchell on the bench? Halliburton on the bench at the other end, and that is Mathurin back-to-back baskets. And it's down to 13.
Great appearance there by Mathurin. Able to get to the rim and finish up over the shot blocker from Allen.
7 points for Mathurin. Strus, and he just keeps it coming.
And if you're the Cavs, understanding this group on the floor for the Pacers, they don't have a lot of rim protection. You can be aggressive to get to the paint.
McConnell taking over the reins of the offense here with Mitchell on the bench. Strus fires short. They're going to track down by Shepard. Shepard back to McConnell. Open three. But he needed that.
Not a great three-point shooter, but he was so open, hard to pass that one up. That was a great pass by Dr. Roman. Garrett Allen has just had a terrific all-around game here tonight.
20 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks for Cleveland. This is Shepard in the corner. Reset, Toppin into the feed. Well played to spin the fade. Tough shot for Toppin.
But if you're the Cavs, those are exactly the kinds of shots you want to see the Pacers make. Tough, contested twos, and not the wide open rhythm triples or transition opportunities.
Allen's feet in the corner, taken away by Toppin.
They're going to have to get Garrett Allen a break. He is laboring right now from fatigue.
David Guthrie blowing his whistle. He will be on Allen, his third.
And they do a great job of emptying out that weak side of those pick and rolls. And Allen, again, no rim protection for this second unit from the Pacers. And the crowd are going to give him a nice round of applause. He was terrific.
So delay of game second, delay of game tonight against Cleveland, so it results in a technical free throw situation. So they pull everyone off the paint. And now Benedict Mathurin will get his 2 free throws on the initial call. Tyrese Halliburton, you heard the report from Jared earlier with that left wrist being retaped. As we take a look at our FanDuel Live point spread for tonight's game, we're looking for it started. Where it is currently with Cleveland holding this 14-point lead. GA, if you're Rick Carlisle, what are you telling your players right now? 2:12 left in the quarter.
We just got to chip away. And again, this 2:12, we talked about it. You know, you feel like it's a 20-point game. But it's not, and this Pacers team is explosive as they can be. They've gotten better with each quarter offensively. They seem to have found their rhythm. They just haven't been able to get out in transition, and there is a ton of time left here for the Pacers.
So great to have you with us here in Cleveland. Spirit leaders Greg Anthony, Jared Greenberg, our producer Aaron Banks, our director Greg Chris Dan, the rest of our TNT crew, 8-2 Eastern Semi. Donovan Mitchell. The offensive artistry of Donovan Mitchell. Just breathtaking.
They had a mismatch there because of the cross match, and Mitchell able to take advantage.
Mathurin starting to cook.
He has given them a nice charge here in this quarter.
Here comes Mitchell with it.
Donovan Mitchell is all night. He is staying attack mode, but balanced it with his playmaking. And there you can see just going with that full force. Takes the hit and the hang time, the elevation, and the finish. And a little flex.
Donovan Mitchell right now, otherworldly. Mitchell's going to get another chance. GM, we wondered how Mitchell would handle this tonight without his 3 teammates, no Mobley, no Hunter, no Garland. That there's been a balance to his game, the score, the assists. It's been magnificent to watch.
And his teammates have responded. Right? Dean Wade's given them quality minutes. Merrill should knock down the first 3. Jerry Allen has had a monster game. So they all respond the way you want to see a team that's the one seed respond when they hit their first bit of adversity here in the postseason.
Madaling. It's the old heat check on that time. General buck 20 left in the quarter. Mitchell with 24 of his 34. Tommy the kind of wave off and flail the arms and quiet. It's starting to get a little spicy here in Cleveland.
Forced that switch there. He attacked Ryan earlier. You see the great Myles Garrett in here taking in the action. Yeah, easy call there.
Myles Garrett said this is my kind of play.
Yeah, they signed me up, coach. Put me in.
Stars are out again here in Cleveland. And Donovan Mitchell, as he always does, getting in their money's worth.
And I like the adjustment Kenny Atkinson made, because a lot of times in the quarter, you'll let your best player get a breather. But he could sense that this Pacers team was trying to make a run here, extending those minutes a little bit here at the start of the third to get that lead intact, not allowing the Pacers to gain any momentum.
Kenny Atkinson, I believe they did NBA Coach of the Year. Trying to push the right buttons for the Cavs into a minute left in the corner. McConnell. This is Walker. Aaron pass. Mitchell on the three. Way from deep. A little bit of a push. Toppin on a leak out, but beautiful feet, and then it's Toppin with a sledgehammer.
That's a huge basket there. Just when it looked like this thing could get out of hand. How good has that supporting cast been? Mitchell's been brilliant, but they've gotten great contributions from just about everybody who stepped on the court.
14 from Merrill. This is Jarris Walker. Wild miss from deep.
This is not the kind of offense, if you recall, you want to see from the Pacers right now.
Pacers desperately trying to keep them off the board here. 6.3 seconds left. Penalty situation, so Isaac Okoro is going to shoot free throws.
They just forgot about it. See, Johnson got caught looking up at the rim there. Just sneaks in. Timely there with the offensive rebound.
14 for Merrill, 20 for Jared Allen. Dean Wade has chipped in with those 7 rebounds.
Screws at it.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Be kind to yourself and each other. And give Total Health a shot. Learn more at NBA.com/total. 6.3 seconds now left in the quarter. Rick Carlisle makes a couple of changes. Aaron Neesmith back on the field. Reinserts Halliburton. Those about the importance of this possession right here. 4 seconds. Halliburton sets up Neesmith, corner 3. Massive shot for the Pacers.
How about the decision of Carlisle? That triple. Get a little momentum from and the Cavs have been able to negate that with their ball pressure and point attack defense.
Max Strus on the hot hands today. 18 points into the quarter. Wade 7 to shoot. Strus taken. Siakam steps back as a long 2. Green had it, just couldn't squeeze it. Pacers looking to push. Snap hard. Trying to get into the paint. Looking Merrill. Knocks it loose. Here comes Strus up. Missed it point blank.
Lee Turner might have got a piece of that.
This is now the breakneck pace that the Pacers want. Trying to make the tempo faster as Turner leans up and in. He's got 21 on a 11-point game.
Yeah, but that is a little faster, and what it happens is when you can speed up the game, you create off snatches, and that was an example of it there on that possession.
Ty Jones missed a couple of those chippies tonight. Loose ball, Merrill. Merrill gets another chance, and then Halliburton. get the block, run out Matherin, and he hits the reverse. And here come the Pacers. Timeout, Cleveland. We got a 9-point game here in Cleveland. Ninth turnover of the night. Early stages, fourth quarter. Christian's going to get Siakam. That was a tough pass for him to catch. Third personal on Siakam.
Yeah, he did hold Mitchell off there. I don't know if the post entry angle on that play there from the Pacers, and Mitchell able to fight over and get the deflection to force the turnover.
Cleveland Cavaliers, 64 wins this season. Second most in franchise history. Before they can feel the stakes tonight. Desperately trying to avoid an 0-2 series deficit with this thing moving on to Indy for games 3 and 4. After Mitchell missed, here's Siakam twisting, turning, unable to convert.
That's a lot to do with the strength of Donovan Mitchell. Didn't allow for Siakam to create the leverage on that possession.
Exquisite find by Okoro, and Allen's got 22. Halliburton +1. How did he finish that shot?
Now, this is more what we saw from the Pacers in game 1. Even after late tempo, pushing the ball up, you saw that possession comes up laboring just a little bit. Crowd doesn't like it, but there was some contact there, no question. What you're looking, you can see how he gets knocked off his line, and that's what the officials are looking at.
Again, everyone watches Indiana knows that when Halliburton is not scoring a ton of points, their win percentage has dipped significantly. Halliburton now just 11 points. Can you ratchet up the scoring here in the fourth? You see him still grimacing in pain. He's that left wrist taped. Hurt that wrist in the first half of a collision. Mitchell elevates. Back rim, no. Rebound Halliburton. 8-point game as we hit the 8-minute mark. Turner extending, and Matherin on a stick back.
This is what we talked about. You can just sense how much faster and aggressive the ball is right now.
Indiana has taken the momentum and they've changed the tempo of this game in their favor. As Tony Brothers going to get Nembhard here, trying to fight through the Allen pick.
Matherin is a difference maker here in the second half. Just an explosive athletic attack on the offensive glass.
Matherin had 11 in game 1, 17 off the bench tonight. And Mitchell was out of bounds. Boy, what a ragged offensive start in the quarter for the Cavs. They were up 14 at the end of the third. And we got a 6-point game. There's something about this Pacers team that starts to smell blood in the waters as Halliburton misses a floater.
And it's really about style of game. Right now, they're getting back to playing their game. They're dictating the tempo here to start this fourth.
Mitchell splits 2. Swallowed up and he is whacked. Where Kenny Atkinson turns, buries his face in his hands. He could not bear to watch his star crash to the deck.
There wasn't a ton of contact on it. Michael Turner wanted the crowd to challenge that.
Let's check in with Jared.
Guys, yesterday after Cavs practice, Kenny Atkinson talking about game 1, said that didn't feel like the Pacers were dirty or intentional, but those plays that ultimately hurt DeAndre Hunter and Evan Mobley, it crossed the line of physicality. Then he doubled down on those comments in his pre-game press conference. Coach Atkinson saying that it was excessive in nature, not intentional or dirty. And we as a league, Atkinson said, have to decide what that excessive line is. We want to make sure our players are available to play in the playoffs. Obviously, he got two injured in game one.
And Jared, we all are big fans of Kenny Atkinson. I didn't see it that way. I didn't think that the physicality in that first game was excessive by any means. I just thought that the Cavs, I should say the Pacers, were just the more physical and aggressive team.
Benedict Mathurin has been magnificent off the bench. He's going to be whistled here in the backcourt. This is the closest Indiana has been since the 4-minute mark of the first quarter.
And they're going to get a technical foul here on the Pacers.
Tony Brothers looking towards the Indiana bench and said, enough.
Yeah. There's been a lot of chirping, which is to be expected. You can see clearly catches him in the face there. Not intentional, but you're only going to get that foul, especially if you draw blood.
You can see Tony Brothers still looking towards Neesmith and Halliburton, who continue to bark and just telling them everyone settle down.
And I'm not sure if that was the bench that got the technical.
So apparently it was a delay of game, second against Indiana. And both teams have been hit with a technical in that category tonight. Mitchell forcing the issue and is going to get himself back to the line.
That's really been their offense here of late. Is Mitchell being aggressive, putting the onus on the officials with his attack.
Max Strus took a shot to the face a couple of minutes ago. They may have seen some blood. See the athletic trainer working on him. So an injury timeout situation here with 6:43 left. And this thing's starting to get even more tense in Cleveland with everything at stake tonight for the Cavaliers.
And really a lot at stake as well if you're the Pacers, because you can see complete control. And you clearly caught a thumb to the nostril. That is never fun